Everything is compromised. Do you realize how deep this has gone? Every aspect of life is compromised right now. And the only thing you could do is go within. We're going to have a little chat tonight. The food is compromised. The water is compromised. The air is compromised. Women are compromised. Men are compromised. The news is compromised. Social media is compromised. The government is compromised. The history is compromised. And the religion is compromised. So when you realize all of that, what are you going to do? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to get real quiet. You're going to get real quiet because there's a lot of chatter in this world. People going to get in your ear. It's an illusionary world. And when you realize that every single one of these things that I mentioned tonight is compromised, then you realize that this was a war for your soul. You're now tasked every day of your life to take ownership and go to battle. And you're going to have to review all your food. You're going to have to find ways to get the right water. Tonight, I was sitting on the beach and I looked up at a ridiculous chemtrail. And I've been saying this for years. That's the number one thing to be concerned with. It violates free will because those particles could wind up anywhere. And, you know, when I reflect on that, and people deny it. Years ago, I was a science teacher, and at the end of the year, they had like a little gathering. It was a place that was outside, and talking to someone I, thought was also a science teacher. I said, isn't it terrible, the pollution, the chemtrails? And that person gaslit me. He said, like, there's nothing there. I said, there's nothing there. And when you realize your air is compromised, the food you're ingesting, you got to be real careful with a lot of information coming out in the world. Did you see all the information that's out there? In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. So did you see all the information? I see people lining up for fast food on a daily basis. I have a buddy in the gym. He goes, Mike, look at this, right? I said, what did he pulls this stick out. He goes, look, it tests the water. So we go over to the drinking fountain in the gym, and he takes some of the water and he puts the stick in the water and he pulls it out, and it comes up beet red, which is like the worst that it possibly could be. Then we go into the locker room for the washing of the hands. It's the same water, whether it was the drinking or washing of the hands, beet red, the worst out of the 5 that the stick could measure. And I watch people on a daily basis, they think they're so healthy, and they just line up and they're drinking right out of that tap water. And, all these chemicals, everything that you drink has to be analyzed. Every food that you eat, you got to start thinking differently. And you're going to have to eliminate things out of your life. And we all kind of have to embrace detoxification, because when I see the chemtrails and all of these particles wind up in our body. When we are social creatures and we want to build our lives, when you look at the modern world and how the modern woman is compromised, there's women in this world, they don't seek a man for leadership and love from the heart. especially in the United States, these modern women, they seek a man that they could control and maybe steal half his pension or his home. You have the weak beta male. Weak men create tough times. And they're not interested in love and building with a woman. So when you go out in the world and you meet one of these boys and they just leave you and go and cheat on you and sign up for these apps, you know, there's, in a world where love is compromised, it's tough out there. Because we are social creatures and we all have emotions. The news is compromised. How do you know what's real? I think a lot of people have woke up that the news is fake for a long time. But now social media is compromised. On a daily basis, I see people post. I just sit back, I watch. I sit there like Kermit the Frog, like kind of sipping on the tea. If you've ever seen that meme, I just sit there and I sip. And I see what these people post. And a lot of this stuff is AI generated pictures and videos. And a lot of people just post stuff according to what their belief system is. It's not even real. People on social media, they do things for clicks and maybe not concerned with your mental health, your true wellness. Pumping a lot of fear, which creates a negative feedback loop. Social media is compromised. The government is compromised. It's supposed to be working for the people. It's taking the life force energy out of the people. The history is compromised. It's very difficult to learn our history. And we as a species, we have to know where we actually came from. And to learn the truth, because the history is powerful, because just like in your journey, I teach about the ascension journey and your personal journey. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from your past. Yet the history books, you don't know the true history. It's compromised. The religion is compromised. A lot of people want to walk a great path in life. And, when you start to peel back and you could see like all of the organized religions are compromised one way or the other. I shared this quote. It's very important to really focus on. Jesus wasn't Christian. Buddha wasn't Buddhist. Muhammad wasn't Muslim. These are religions. Jesus didn't teach religion. He taught ascension. The religions are compromised. And many, books from the Bible have been removed. A lot of people are waking up to this. Why did they take these books out? Incomplete truths. You have to go on a journey right now. And you're going to have to get really quiet. People have been doing a lot of work post 2020. People that have been putting in the work. You're already there. Relax. You're already there. But when I look at society, many people have implemented no changes. They have not expanded their consciousness one drop. They still believe the news. They still eat the same food. Drink out of the tap water. It was beet red. I couldn't believe it. They're still going into situationships that actually drain them, karmic relationships. Can't build. What are you going to do? You have to take ownership of every aspect of your life. It's what I did. On a daily basis, you have to unlearn things. You have to relearn things. You have to go with trial and error. And you have to understand that there are a lot of toxins in the world and implement modalities of detoxification. I utilized my buddy. He's like, I got it for $12. You could test all the waters, right? These are the awakened men, right? You have the lunkheads in the gym, and then you have very conscious people in the gym. Oh, look at them. And then it was like a group of us. We're all testing the water. Oh yeah, it's red. Look. This is what we do. So if you really want to know what we're like, that's how we are. We're testing the water, okay? So, your reality is based on your frequency. What will you tolerate in your life? There's an old school phrase, poison is attracted to poison. Light is attracted to light. When you start to go within, when you start clearing out the poisons that are within us, most of those are residing in the subconscious. In life, and if you really simplify life, it's what I do here. Life is not supposed to be complicated. People in the world make things complicated on purpose. I think very sharp people are learning this. But if you think about toxins, traumas, negative thoughts, if you focus on removing those three things, you're going to make it through this process. And once you detox or detach from the way that you lived, how you used to eat, I share about palate changes. My palate has changed. And there are certain things I can no longer eat. It's not, just have a sweet once in a while. Zero. My body will reject it because it's poison. And that's why you need to spend time alone. That's why you have to get quiet. That's why you have to listen to yourself. In a world where everyone listens to the TV, fake gurus on social media, right? People in a fancy coat, telling you how to live your life. When do you start listening to the internal authority? What are you going to do now that you realize that everything is compromised? Everything's compromised. So you're going to have to go to that internal authority. There's nothing to hold on to. You're waking up, what's our everyday life example? They changed the food pyramid. Eat all the carbs. Gotta eat all the carbs. Look at the bottom of the pyramid. Do you see Clown World out there? It's a bunch of clowns. Yeah. Gotta eat all the carbs. So important. Get those cereals flowing through the veins. So I'm utilizing that to help wake people up. A lot of people have woken up. They have a new food pyramid. Some people critique it. They say it's better. It's still not right. So on and so forth. But, when you see simple things like that, your information, your, how they guided you in your health and wellness, it was compromised. When you realize that you got one shot at this life, and are you going to start creating your life? I'm leaving this message, and there's going to be a lot of new people. It's a very deep message. I need you to stop, and I need you to really critique your own life. It's the only thing that we could do. And do you realize that, are you living a loop? The same type of relationship, the same type of level of health, the same type of ailment in the body. I'm dealing with this my whole life. Did you realize this? Once you are able to identify the loop, then you could identify the way to remove the problem. And we're in a war for our soul, because anything on the outside can be compromised, but there is only one thing in this world that can't be compromised, and it's your soul. When you realize the food, the water, the air, the men, the women, the news, the social media, the government, the history, and the religion are compromised, where do you go? All roads lead to I am. Carl Jung calls this the process of individuation. You must leave the matrix, the world. The world is compromised. But we don't live in a world. The world is fake. You're going to wake up to this on this channel now. We live within a band of frequencies that create our reality. So if the world is fake, if the world is compromised, then the world must come to an end. Are you ready to end it? For your future and the future of your children, our families, our communities, you become the change that you want to see in the world by disconnecting, by breaking loops and cycles, generational loops. It's the only way. Everything is compromised in this world. You're going to have to go within. And when you do this, and you have the true clarity, many of these concepts, and many people are going to subscribe and take this journey now that hear this message. You can't bypass a lot of these things. You must actually do inner work, which is emotional, breaking free of the belief system. Also, there's a lot of toxins in the body. And I've watched people over the past 6 years, post 2020, and they went for more and more and more. So we're at a precipice right now. People are compromised, information is compromised, history is compromised. I hope this reaches the people that need to hear it. It's about time you get really quiet. Go within. Because you are worthy of and you deserve to live a life that's authentic. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you are new and if this message resonates with you, I'm very grateful if you hit the like button. Sometimes I think the algorithms are compromised. So smash that like button. And if you like to, get daily videos that are going to help improve your everyday life, your pillars of life, your health, your wealth, your purpose, and your relationship, you smash the subscribe button. And we're going to take us all on a journey. Where are we going? Destination unknown. But I tell you where we are going. We're leaving the false timeline. Because the world has already ended. I told you. And now we're here. I'll see you on the next timeline, kid. I love you guys very much. Appreciate you all. Like, comment, share. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going.